I want my environment to be a product of me.
They say it's all about the money. I say it's all about the passion. Whether it comes to getting money or it comes to this rapping, I'ma put it together. Pick up the pieces when they fall down. I'ma put it together. Forever in my own lane, putting it down.
Welcome to another video by me, Medio del Norte, JK Reacts. Today I got a great video for you guys. I'm reacting to a channel called Angry Old Hoops, and his video, Dave McMenamin released a distractions pity story as soon as LeBron James was swept. And for now, I know you guys have all been waiting for the ultimate reveal of who I am. And I'm going to let you guys see it once and for all. But be cautious. I am pretty. I'm waiting on a call back from GQ to see if I made the cover of their latest article. Well, here I am, guys. Thank you for joining me on this magical journey together. I already said the title of the video, so without further delay, let's get into this.
Even before I saw the clip of how it went down in the locker room, I thought to myself, dude, can you just acknowledge your teammates once? Do you have to always make it about you? You know, other people need a win, you know? You've been getting praised and praised and praised and praised and praised. Other people could use some acknowledgement as well, and it'd be nice if you would be happy for them. Perspective is extremely important, but perhaps more important, or at least worth noting, is presentation, because presentation shapes perspective. It's really interesting how differently LeBron's latest drama has been presented, and how that presentation is going to yield perception. I first heard about LeBron's latest drama, his complaining and whining, on the Craig Carton show. And it sounded so absurd that I thought perhaps it was even beyond LeBron. I was like, is this a joke? This is embarrassing. No, not only was it not a joke, but the next person I heard talking about it was Ramona Shelburne. And she was referencing Dave McMenam's story. And of course, she was basically playing the pity card for LeBron. So then later I heard the soundbite from McMenamin, and it's embarrassing, but quite the contrast from how I had first heard the story. I see now in my feed Get Up talking about LeBron going to the Knicks, and the first couple of seconds of that before I turned it off were once again starting with this story about LeBron feeling disrespected. Now, Basketball Show pointed out that all of these shows say the same shit, and despite how many different shows there are, every room is filled with people agreeing with each other. They're there for one reason, and it's to push the story they've already been told to push. And it has indeed led to a need for independent channels such as mine, such as his, such as the others that he mentioned. On the other hand, this new social media access to so many people also provides podcasts to the brainless followers who do nothing more than hear what ESPN said and repeat it. And what are you repeating? You're repeating whining, you're repeating crying, you're repeating victimhood. And I actually feel the need to break this into subcategories of what has been presented here. One, it's the idea that LeBron has been unappreciated. And two, it's that his response to what took place in that locker room was justified. Let's start with defending LeBron James storming out of the locker room in a crybaby fashion instead of being happy for his teammates who had also reached milestones. And shout out to Rick Bucher, who pointed out in his show that the winningest player or the most games won or whichever thing was once again something he didn't know was a thing.
Sorry to pause. But did any of you know that that was a thing? And if so, who held the record before LeBron? I don't know. It sounds just like another empty stat of his to falsely prop him up to the number one spot. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. All right, let's continue.
Indeed, none of you could have told me who the player holding that record was until they started making a big deal about LeBron James now holding it. That tells you how meaningless it is. I could go further. I could make a multi-part series about how the way LeBron James has accumulated those wins makes it even more meaningless. But that is, as I said, an entire separate series. We're going to have a recurring theme here of just be a man, which of course is why we have an issue. We're talking about LeBron James, who was never a man. But then I saw the video clip.
And I know genetically, yes, he may be in fact a man, but what's being said here is the passive aggressive, childish nature of LeBron James, not anything else. Everything he does is in the background, away from people, while smiling at your face.
And everybody got shouted out, including LeBron. It's not like he got left out. It's not like they pretended like his little achievement didn't take place. JJ shouted out everybody, and good for him for acknowledging everyone else instead of it being only about LeBron James.
Yep.
And Pelinka thinks I'm going to do a solid for JJ because he probably, I don't know. I mean, he's trying to encourage the young coach. What's so bad about passing the love along?
Nothing.
And you LeBron people out there who can't wait to jump on the victimhood bandwagon and be like, yeah, how dare you disrespect LeBron James? It's been a career of everyone else getting disrespected because of his existence. Think about some other people for once.
It is true. You go down the line, whether it's Russell Westbrook, AD, most recently Austin Reeves, excuse me. Rich Paul was on his own show with Max Kellerman talking about a possible trade to give Austin Reeves away, like in the last month or two. Personally, I don't think somebody's agent should have been doing that, except for Austin Reeves' agent. You know, if I was in charge of the NBA and I was Adam Silver, I would have Rich Paul removed from the NBA as an agent. But that's just me. How do you guys feel about other agents proposing possible trades with clients that aren't theirs? And as far as LeBron James disrespected goes, as soon as he does something to garner the respect that he wants, he'll get it. It's as simple as that. And I'm not talking about off the court stuff like he's a great father and this and that. No. All I care about, since he's a basketball player and this is done in a basketball locker room, is basketball. Okay? And one may question how great of a father he really is. You know, If you guys remember, several years ago, he forced Bronny James into an Instagram live video with Diddy, and this was the same video where he said, LeBron said, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." Take into that what you want, but I'll go on. LeBron James throwing temper tantrums on the court, dribbling the air out of the basketball, and then allowing clock to wind down, and then pass it off for a teammate to make or attempt to make a shitty shot, and then blaming the teammate, shoving people out of the way as he even drives, getting in the ref's face and arguing a call when he feels like something hasn't gone his way, or even going on the sidelines to yell at fans. That's not respectful in my book. But what do you guys feel? How do you guys feel? Let me know in the comments, and let's get back into this video.
Furthermore, the supposed disrespect only exists in your minds because somebody else told you that the disrespect exists. LeBron James was acknowledged. LeBron James got a shout out. He just wasn't given the game ball. He has to have every game ball? Fuck.
How many game balls does he need? I'm sure he has hundreds of them by now.
Throw a pair, dude. But there's yet another subcategory to this that I was thinking even before I heard Rick Bucher say it. Shout out to Rick Bucher, but I am going to acknowledge that I was thinking, why isn't anyone talking about the timing? Why isn't anyone mentioning that this happened way earlier in the season? And they're choosing to break the story now. Oh, maybe to distract from the fact that LeBron James just got embarrassed again. And that's a nice little path for me to start talking about the appreciation or underappreciation argument.
Couple things. The underappreciation, I kind of talked about how many game balls does he need. But if anything, the Lakers were showing appreciation for their head coach. JJ Redick had just surpassed the 100 career win mark. He deserved that game ball. It was a milestone victory for himself and the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, head coach for the Oregon State University Beavers baseball team, Mitch Canham, typically gives out the lineup card to that game's MVP when they win. Well, a few weeks ago, he had just accomplished his 250th career win as head coach of the Oregon State Beavers. He handed out that lineup card, but a couple of the seniors on the team went and got that lineup card framed and then presented it to Mitch as a milestone victory. I don't care if wins 101 to 149 or 151 to 199 in JJ's case go to somebody else as far as the game ball goes. But those milestone victories, heck yeah, he should keep them. And then, if he wants to, decide who it goes to if he doesn't want to keep them. But he should always have the first option for those game balls. Just as Mitch Canham should have that option as well for the lineup cards.
As at least 50% of LeBron James's time in LA has ended with talk about what's LeBron going to do next.
Hopefully LeBron James retires. Personally, I'm over it. And I know true Laker fans, not LeBron James fans, that are over it as well. You know, there's so much respect historically for this Lakers organization and all they've accomplished through the years. They have the second most finals wins in NBA history. And for all that history to go to the wayside because this player on the screen is acting like a child is unacceptable. And now he's essentially holding the Lakers up for ransom. He said he's not even going to decide what he's going to do next year until mid-July or August, meaning the draft had already been done. Meanwhile, the Lakers are left in a state of limbo. What do we do? The only good thing about this situation right now is they don't have $52.6 million on their roster. If need be, they can go out and grab a couple other players that will be more productive than LeBron James.
It might be more than that. He may have hinted about not being happy there from the beginning, and I haven't dug that up yet. But let's not get distracted by what might have happened, which is basically what LeBron fans base their entire lives upon, as ifs and whats and what might have happened. What is solid is that the last half, and that's a significant portion, that's a significant sample size, the last half of LeBron's time in LA has been surrounded by what's he going to do, where is he going to go, which team will LeBron sign with, can the Lakers make him happy, will the Lakers be able to get a roster?
Said, can the Lakers make him happy? What about, can LeBron James make the Lakers happy? After all, they are the ones that were paying his salary. They were, in all fact, his boss. He should have been appeasing them, not the other way around.
Suits LeBron's desires. Is LeBron going to retire every single season? It's actually been more than 50%. It's been at least 5 seasons of this. Every single time, it's LeBron leaving the Lakers hanging. There's no loyalty. There's no, hey, I'm definitely coming back. Let's work together in a mature manner to see how to make this benefit everyone the most. No, it's always what benefits LeBron James the most, while he continues to complain as if he's the one being disrespected. Yep. Drafting Bronny certainly didn't help the Lakers overall.
Heck no. Bronny's getting paid more as a 55th overall pick than any other 55th pick in NBA history, and it's all guaranteed money.
That was a favor done for LeBron James that hurt the franchise. They hurt themselves for you, LeBron. And you're going to whine about being underappreciated? Like they literally damaged their team and their future to appease one of your demands. Demands, something that you're constantly presenting. Something that the Lakers always have to appease LeBron's demands. And you have the nerve to talk about being underappreciated. Where was your appreciation? Where was your appreciation? Did LeBron James express appreciation once? Because all I can remember is him complaining. All I can remember is him flirting with other teams, wearing the colors of other teams, visiting other teams' practice facilities,
Clippers.
having his agent go and put out cryptic remarks about, we're going to have to go somewhere where they're serious about winning. You know, it'd be nice to be a Laker, but not unless you're going to meet our demands. What a piece of trash. What an absolute piece of trash. Oh, and LeBron remaining silent while his agent again tries to tear up what the Lakers have built. You got to get rid of Austin. You got to get rid of Luka. Jesus. You got no problem with that, huh, LeBron? You LeBron-minded people are so busy wallowing in self-pity. In fact, you're wallowing in LeBron's pity. I can't imagine how much pity you wallow in your own lives that you, in your spare time, go and wallow in LeBron's pity. And some of you have said, oh my God, an entire channel about criticizing LeBron James. And you know what's worse than that? People who think that LeBron James is fine, thinking that embarrassing behavior, thinking that someone who sets a bad example, thinking that someone who demands and never says thank you, someone who behaves the way that he has, someone who has destroyed the game, someone who has made flopping a normal thing now. You guys sitting back and being like, it's fine. Maybe you should be doing some criticizing.
Real quick. What he's saying, I also feel as well. I'm of a certain age where people used to be honorable in what they did. They used to, and just because we critique on something and we see things that kind of don't seem right to us and we point them out, that's not hating. That's something that this young generation seems to forget. Just because you disagree with something does not mean you hate something. There used to be a time where people could have disagreements and still be friends at the end of the day. I mean, I might be dating myself a little bit. There's an advisor for the Democratic Party named James Carville, and his wife's a Republican. You know? They are still able to coexist and have a loving relationship, even though they both vote different ways. Let's continue.
Being complacent is easy. Going with the flow, being a conformist, is easy and embarrassing and not respectable. People trying to tell the truth and make sure that there's some historical record of what really went down and that this false king is why we're in the mess that we're in, that's important. Anyway, back to the other parts of the NBA. Boy, it kind of sounded like I was talking about someone or something else there for a minute, didn't it? As Rick Bucher would say. Lots of similarities. Uh-oh, another disaster. We need another distraction. Now we circle back to another point that I already made about how much the Lakers have actually done for LeBron James, how much money they have spent on him alone, how many moves they've made, how many roster shifts, how many staff changes have taken place. Put that sort of money and effort into another player. Shit, wouldn't even have to be a star player, but let's go ahead and recruit a different star player and tell me that the Lakers couldn't have at least gotten the worthless bubble chip.
Well, he's probably right, except for one player, KD. Like Charles Barkley said, he's a bus rider, not a bus driver.
Let's say that the league had successfully cheated LeBron James into another championship. Let's say that LeBron got 3 championships in LA. None of that would change that the franchise has turned into a laughingstock. Old school LA fans are gone. Old school Laker fans are ashamed of their own franchise and have been replaced with these cult members of LeBron James. Over the years, LeBron fans have been reduced to saying things like, oh, well, it makes us relevant. The news talks about us. Like, you literally have accepted that you have a soap opera instead of a basketball team. You're not competitive. You're not impressive. You don't play with integrity. There's nothing to be proud of unless you're running for sweeps against soap operas. I have additional problems with this because not only did these guys on these different shows say the same script to each other, they actually repeated what LeBron James said. Like, LeBron James was like, here's what I want you guys to say. And they did it. So in the post-game press conference, after getting swept again, LeBron James, being LeBron James, never misses an opportunity to complain and compliment himself. No chance of getting any humility out of this guy after he just got embarrassed yet again.
Yep, none at all.
Talks about, wow, look what I did.
Yeah.
I took the back seat when they asked me to, and then I led them when they asked me to. That was amazing.
You know what else he led them in? Especially that last game. He led them in plus minus, but negatively. He had a negative 17 in the plus minus category. The next person, Vanderbilt, had a negative 12. But LeBron James did accomplish something. Him and Bronny were the first father-son tandem to be swept in the playoffs. But actually, now that I say that, that's not true. Bronny James had to be playing in order to be part of that sweep.
God, what a loser. I mean, even if it was true, what a loser thing to say. What's crazy is it's not even true. Just because LeBron James said that he took a back seat doesn't mean he took a back seat. And LeBron James, complaining about being the third option is funny because LeBron James, you're not even the third option. You're the shit option. You're the problem option. Now, Ramona repeated what he said. Dave McMiniman repeated what he said. Look what LeBron did. Look what he was willing to do. He was willing to take the third option position on the team. It's like, how the fuck could he possibly still be the first position? Half the time you guys are talking about you can't expect him to do that. Half the time you LeBron people are saying you can't expect LeBron James to do all of these different things at age 41, and then you're complaining that he's not the first option. I mean, which is it?
Yeah, these guys make no sense to me. That all the commentators on mainstream media, when he fails and doesn't do what's talked about, they say, well, he's age 41 and you're 23. What do you expect? But when he does something great, it's adverse. They talk about what he's able to accomplish at age 41, what he's able to accomplish in year 23, how great he is. And then try to downplay what Jordan did in Washington at age 40, especially Nick Wright. I will give Jordan credit for his last year in Washington. He played all 82 games with 2 bad knees that were having to be drained every other day. What did LeBron James do? He sat out for like a quarter of the year. Make it make sense, people. What do you guys think in the comment? Let me know. And let's get back into this.
If the Lakers came out and said, LeBron James is option number 1, you guys would be like, how can you expect this of the 41-year-old? Or you might say, well, of course. That's the only acceptable approach. I mean, you guys preach both of those simultaneously. Let's talk about something else disgusting that I heard, and that's them talking about, oh, LeBron needs to recalibrate. He needs to recalibrate with his family and discuss what's best for them. Okay, LeBron doesn't give a shit what's best for his family. Does anyone think it couldn't possibly be best for his family to stay put for a while? You know, he just built this like multi-acre mansion in LA. His youngest, you know how kids are. Those of you who have kids, they aren't anxious to uproot all the time. And if LeBron James ups and leaves, he will be up and leaving because of what he wants, not because of what his family wants. Stop talking about this guy like he's a great family man. LeBron James worships LeBron James. The end.
I told you guys about the Instagram live, but what Angry Old Hoops was saying about staying put for a little bit for the sake of his family, it's not in LeBron James's nature to do that. You know, how long was he in Cleveland for the first time? 7 seasons. And then got embarrassed by the Orlando Magic and the Boston Celtics in back-to-back years. And then needed to go to Miami to actually try to win something. And called a couple of his buddies and Chris Bosh and Carmelo Anthony to join them, along with Dwayne Wade, who was already there. And I know Carmelo Anthony didn't play for the Miami Heat, but he was still called and asked to come. I have another video that's going to come out maybe next week or the week after, talking about Carmelo Anthony's decision to stay in Denver. Let me continue. After LeBron James was done in Miami after 4 years and then promising 8 titles, he decides to go back to Cleveland. Was only there for 4 more years, and then he bails and goes to LA. And this current stretch that we've been in, that's the longest time that he's ever spent with any NBA team. And now it looks like he might be on his way out the door again. When the going gets tough, LeBron James gets going.
Go back to presentation and who presents the story affecting how people consider it. Everybody remember when Jeannie Buss said that she felt like LeBron James hadn't appreciated what they'd done for him? Here's LeBron James saying that they didn't appreciate him. You know, we have 2 completely different stories. And after the Clutch Sports Mafia retaliated at Jeannie Buss, she was quick to be like, oh, no, that's not what I meant, and we'd be happy to have him back. But LeBron James just continuously and relentlessly complains and whines and plays the victim card. Everyone else has to capitulate to him. This finally brings me to Rob Pelinka's quote. Is Rob Pelinka just saying what he's supposed to say? Is this politics, or does he mean it? This brings me to Rob Pelinka's quote and saying, we would love nothing more than have LeBron James back, but we understand he needs to go and check with his family and whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. How many people are buying this? It's quite the departure from all the pre-celebration. I warned everybody, don't celebrate too early when everyone thought for sure that LA was done with LeBron James. Where's the word from the new owners? Where was Rob Pelinka back during the drama of the Jeannie Buss thing? He didn't step in, or not that I'm aware of. He didn't step in. He didn't raise his voice and be like, no. This has never been true. We always have wanted LeBron James, and we still do. I didn't hear shit from Pelinka. And maybe it's just hopeful thinking. I'm a little bit hopeful that him saying that is him just putting on the front that, oh, you know, LeBron's great. LeBron's great. Please don't send the mob to my house to murder my family when we don't invite you back. Are they taking the high road? You know how LeBron James stupidly claims that he takes the high road and has never taken the high road once. Declarations or confessions, right, LeBron James? Maybe this is LA taking the high road and pretending that they want LeBron James as they let go of LeBron James. Or maybe they actually do want him back. Maybe they're going to bail him out. I don't know who actually would want him, but I don't know why LA would have wanted him 8 fucking years ago. So who knows?
Well, you guys, thank you for joining me on this journey. And in closing, I just want to say that Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss both confuse me a little bit. And their unwillingness to stand up to LeBron James. I mean, when Jeannie was dating Phil Jackson, the logo Jerry West noticed Phil Jackson starting to get a little bit more power. And he actually started clashing with Jeannie's father, Dr. Jerry Buss, and Jeannie got to see firsthand what it took to stand up to somebody and how an owner of a team should act. And as far as Rob Pelinka goes, this one might be the most baffling. Before Rob Pelinka was the general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers, he was also Kobe Bryant's agent, as well as godfather to Kobe's daughter Gianna. Rob Pelinka saw firsthand, day after day, what a true legend, how the second greatest player of all time would truly act. You know, and now he's putting up with LeBron James and all this stuff that he's going through. But this is officially the end of my video. And if you guys like this content, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave some comments in the comment section. And if you like AOH, subscribe to his channel as well. There's also a few more independent channels that if you like this type of content, you should also check out. The Real Mind Crime, Uncommon Sense, 93 Zay, Red Blooded Sports, Scap Attack, Uncut Hoops, and Sports and Fitness Rants. Those are just several to wet your guys' whistle a little bit. But thank you for joining me on this journey. And thank you for helping me make this channel a reality. I really do appreciate it, guys. Have a good day. And have a great night, and have a great rest of your week. And until next time, El Medio del Norte, JK Reacts, signing out. Thank you.